What?
Yeah, spoilers. Cole's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Mark Crumpet Weeps. My name is Cole. His name is Mike. His name is Jay. We like anime, and this is episode 66 of the Anime Protagonist Podcast. And this week we are recording a podcast.
Are we?
We're doing, yeah. We're also recording a podcast, but specifically a podcast about a review. Oh my God, we're doing a review of Barakamon. We're doing a review of Barakamon, and before the break, we're going to talk about the Crunchyroll Awards, because that just happened in our timeline. But before we get into any of that, I believe it's Jay's turn to tell me what's on his mind.
What's on my mind?
Thank God.
Okay. Let's talk about fast food, because we didn't do that enough last week.
Okay. Oh, that's always on my mind.
There we go.
So this has been something I've been wanting to talk about on the podcast for the past couple weeks, and I can finally bring it up because Cole's back. So let's do it.
Please do. Please do.
If you can make your ideal menu using menu items from all over, so like best burger, best drink, best fries, best chicken tenders, and all that.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with this.
Where would you build, or where would you grab those items from, and
So basically, we're just saying like, what's the best of each category?
yeah,
for each.
basically.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll be our intrepid leader on this, and I'll say best burgers.
This one's easy.
Dark
for me.
Horse.
Oh.
Dairy Queen.
Oh, Dairy Queen's a good choice.
Dairy Queen burgers. Slap.
Grab a flamethrower and you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Mushroom Swiss burger. Delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's less of a dark horse and more obvious, and I suspect Cole's gonna be upset with himself once I say this. Five Guys burgers and fries.
I had Five Guys today, and it is really good.
Yeah.
I like a Five Guys, but I don't know. Like it's not.
Cole just did an Italian accent there for a second. I like a Five Guys.
I like it a Five Guys, but it transcends fast food. Like I think it's right on the cusp of being.
You're
like,
right.
Yeah.
It's close. It's right on the cusp.
Close.
It's the pinnacle of fast food.
I like the take, but for me, it's not in the same category as like the McDonald's and the Wendy's. Jay?
So if we're I don't know if we're counting this one, but the burger that I really like, Fat Boy. Or Fat Burger.
Yeah, but that's
local.
Fat
Sorry,
Burger.
yeah.
Okay. Fat Burger.
Yeah,
Fat Burger.
the other place, not that place.
That's a good place. Smaller for sure.
It is smaller,
like it's
but
less of a chain.
Yeah, but like I feel I don't know what it is. Like I compared the two today when I had Five Guys, and there was just something about Fat Burger that just like was a bit better.
Fat Burger's really good, but every time I eat it, I feel like it's judging me.
Yeah.
What?
Well, the name, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Fat Burger.
Yeah.
You like
it,
that,
though.
you fat.
Whoa!
Cole's making work for himself.
Holy!
I think probably the next one is fries, right?
Yes.
Burger, fries, and drink. We're gonna probably go
Burger, fries,
Yeah,
drink,
that's an
and
easy
then do you want to do ice cream and chicken fingers as well, or chicken tendies?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I do,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Fries, easy one for me. It's the obvious choice. McDonald's fries.
See, I'm on your side with this one, but I disagree because the problem with McDonald's fries is
I'm
they're
on
like,
your side, but I'm not on your side.
right. I do love a McDonald's fry. They are delicious. But the issue I have with them is that they last like for as long, like by the time you get them out of the bag and eat them, they're cold and then they're garbage.
Yeah, they do turn into packing peanuts, but before that, a good
if you're
McDonald's
getting them
fry,
like in
peak.
the restaurant you're eating in, it's like peak. Yeah.
It's choice, as Jay says. Man, do I go Five Guys again for the fries? Those Cajun fries.
Five Guys fries are
good.
really good. Or Popeyes fries.
Popeyes fries are really good
too. Yeah.
I'm
just gonna go for the meme. I'm gonna go Five Guys fries as well. The Cajun fry.
That's good. Cajun fry, fried in peanut oil.
Yeah.
Fried in peanut oil though. That's could be a downside.
Yeah.
If you're allergic, if you're of that variety of human, yeah.
This is true.
Jay? Speaking of humans, Jay.
Totally a human, Jay.
I am going to go with a very controversial take, I suppose. Wendy's.
No, I like a Wendy's fry.
They're okay, yeah.
I don't know. I really like Wendy's fries. Like, if
you said Burger King fries,
oh no, Burger King is like
take.
bottom tier.
Yes.
Oh, it's such a shame.
They're horrible.
Burger King used to be so good, though.
Yeah.
Burger King used to be my favorite.
But
tell me about Wendy's fry.
Wendy's for me, like, they keep the skin on, first of all, which is like really nice.
They keep the skin on.
I like the way the skin tastes.
You guys have dirty minds. I'll tell you that right now. But at the same time, like, even when they're cold, they're not bad. Which McDonald's, when their fries are cold, they're terrible. But like these ones are actually good, regardless of temperature. Mike's dying.
For the podcast listeners, Mike is dying.
Oh, sorry, Jay. Like he started talking, and I like kind of inhaled water there for a second. Oops.
Nice, good job. Good recovery.
I agree though. Jay. Wendy's fries are okay.
Yeah.
Wendy's fries are good. They use that sea salt. That's good.
Yeah.
What about drinks?
Drinks is easy.
Drinks is easy for me. A&W.
McDonald's.
A&W root beer.
A&W root beer.
A&W root beer and no ice. They don't put ice in their drinks.
That is true. That is a true
They have
take.
the frosted mug.
You know what?
That's a good take.
That is a
Cole.
very good take, Cole. I
Here's
was
the problem
gonna
with that, though.
I was gonna drop in with the McDonald's spicy Sprite.
That's right, McDonald's spicy Sprite. But the thing is, A&W in the States is not the same.
I know it's not the same, but we're in Canada.
We're in Canada. So yes,
bite me.
Canadian A&W root beer from the big frosty mug that you steal. Yes.
Yeah. I will say, don't get McDonald's drinks in Japan.
No, ain't hitting.
No. Crushed ice. Get that out of here.
Oh, right. You were talking about this last week.
Yeah, I punted that down Akihabara.
I hope not. You probably got arrested if you did that.
Yeah. Chicken tenders.
Popeyes.
Chicky tendies. Yeah, Popeyes. I mean,
Popeyes.
Spicy chicken strip.
Or controversial take because they're bad business, but Chick-fil-A. Man, they're good. There's some good.
I've never had Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
I was gonna go with just the classic McD's.
A McNugget's always good.
Oh,
I like a good McNugget.
For me, a nugget and a tender are two different things.
I kind of get. For argument's sake, I'd say put them in the same category.
Yeah. I mean, if we're looking at tender specifically, then yes, I'd agree Popeyes. But like, if we're just going like chicken, like fried chicken breast, then McNugget.
I do think that Cole's little underrated gem there that is Dairy Queen has a delicious chicken tendy as well.
They do have good chicken
tendies.
They do have good tendies.
And Wendy's has good tendies too.
Wendy's does too, yeah. Wendy's has good chicken in general, actually.
Yeah. When I go to Wendy's, I usually don't get a beef burger. I usually get their spicy chicken sandwich because that hits different.
They have spicy chicken sandwich is the best thing on the menu, honestly. Super good.
I always mix it up when I go to Wendy's just because like they have, I just like a lot of their stuff there.
Every time I go to Wendy's with Jay, Jay usually goes like borderline off the menu.
Yeah.
He's like,
really?
I'm getting like he gets something weird.
I
don't know.
Can I get the baked potato with chili cheese fries on top of it?
No, Mike, I've never had chili. Come on, we've talked about
this.
That's right.
Chili, yeah.
How many times have you been to Wendy's and you haven't had chili?
Have you, speaking of, we talked about Fat Boys earlier. Have you had a Fat Boy, Jay?
No.
What?
No.
Okay, for the listeners,
Jay.
For the listeners, Fat Boys are kind of a regional thing again. I think it even goes outside of a province, but it's a burger. It's your standard cheeseburger with pickles and onions and mustard and whatnot. But then they put chili sauce on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
I think the key to the Fat Boy is that it is like a deluxe burger with all of the fixings like mayo, mustard, pickles, lettuce, everything, tomatoes, and then they just slap like a big cup of chili on top of the everything.
Yeah.
It's so messy, but it's so good.
Yeah, shredded lettuce is key.
Yep.
Mustard and pickles.
Yep, they're always on.
Good mustard and pickles because the acidity from that pairs so good with the chili.
Not always with cheese though. Weirdly, when you think about it, doesn't always have cheese.
I'm drooling.
Maybe we should have like a Anipro summer field trip to go get Fat Boy.
I will eat a burger any time of the day or any time of the week.
Do we have to wait till the summer?
Well,
Can we just do that once we're done recording?
I mean, yeah, we could.
Yeah. You know what else is good in the summer? Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yes. This is a tougher one. I mean, like Dairy Queen, of
Dairy
course.
Queen's like
but like, you know what,
the obvious
though?
choice.
You know what? I like a good McFlurry, though.
It's funny. I always hear the take that like the McDonald's ice cream machines are always broken.
They're not anymore up here.
I've never experienced that.
Yeah. It's been a while.
I think if it happened, I would probably call them out. I'd be like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah. This is the meme right now.
This is happening to me.
You know what I honestly kind of think it is? I think in Canada, the company that like have you ever looked into this? That there's like a company that fixes the machines, and they like sued people for fixing the machines on their own, and then like in the States, only that one company is allowed to fix McDonald's machines, and maybe that company doesn't exist in Canada or something, so we could just fix them.
Yeah, my assumption was I had always heard rumors that people just they had just cleaned the ice cream machine and that they didn't want to.
Or that, yeah.
Anyway,
maybe we just don't clean the machines.
I'm gonna go with McDonald's on this one.
Okay,
Mike.
Oh, you have me in a bind here. I will have to default to. I'm really looking at the Wendy's Frosty.
Wendy's Frosty is really good.
Man, a Wendy's Frosty, and this is a controversial take. The vanilla Frosty is the superior choice, but I can't go against Dairy Queen. Give me a Blizzard any day of the week.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I see your Blizzard and I raise you a Shamrock Shake.
Oh, I don't like the Shamrock Shake.
Get out of here! You're off the podcast.
It's back right now too.
Okay,
done. See you later.
It's done.
I quit.
Dollar in the jar.
Nice ref.
Yeah. So I'm going to give a quick shout out to the A&W root beer float.
Yeah. I haven't had one in a long time.
It has been a while, but they are really good.
They are really good.
But would I say that they're the best?
And could you say that that's ice cream? Like,
I mean, it is ice cream. There is ice cream in there.
There is an ice cream in it, but like it's like 80% root beer.
I kind of get it. It's a chilled treat.
Yeah.
I'm picturing this as a full meal though, and Jay's already has the A&W root beer, doesn't he? Or no, do you go McDonald's? I don't remember.
Oh, I see. Well, it wasn't Jay's pick anyway. He was just giving it a shout out.
No, I was just giving it a shout out. Okay. I'd probably say at the end of the day, I think Dairy Queen is probably where I'd put my money.
Yeah.
I mean,
as the person who also picked Dairy Queen, I think you're right, Jay.
Yeah.
Okay, now what we got to do is we all got to go. We got to go around and we got to pick up all of the items that we just
said.
do
a mukbang.
Okay.
Oh man,
do you know what the nice thing about this is? In our city, the Five Guys is literally right next to a Dairy Queen, so this works out really well for me. I have to do it at one place pretty much and just get a drink from McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this.
We should do it.
We should do it.
Yeah. After we give Jade Fat Boy burger so we can have chili.
Yeah.
In a roundabout.
I can't believe
when we just go to Wendy's for the fries, because I had the fries, we just order chili.
That's an option too. Yeah.
I mean, living here, I can't believe you've never had a.
You know what?
Fat Boy.
I'm derailing the podcast right now. Jay.
Yeah. You always do.
I always do. It's my role.
What's up?
How was your first ever taste of ham?
Is this what's on your mind?
Sure. It's on whatever.
Mike, is this what's on your mind?
Yeah. Jay revealed to us recently a whole list of things he's never tried, including chili.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other day in the Discord, he's just come to our Discord, by the way. Links at anipropod.com.
Nice.
Jay revealed that he had just had ham for the first time, and I just need to hear the story of it. I need to know all about this.
Oh yeah,
this discovery, this revelation.
So I was out for brunch with my family on last Sunday. So when the last episode released, and I was like super tired. So we were like at a buffet, and I was just like getting whatever, and there was a person behind at like one of the serving stations being like, "Hey, do you want some ham, sausage, and bacon?" And I was like, "Sure, just give it all to me." So he gives it all to me.
He gave you all his meat.
He put all the meat on my plate and served it up really well.
Mm-hmm. And
I tried it for the first time. And it tasted like a variant of bacon.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's not too far off. Yeah.
Here's my thing. Okay, breakfast meats: bacon, sausage ham. I'm asking for you.
Oh, I was like, they're kind of like tied in my mind. Honestly, I thought you were saying like they're like.
I think bacon's absolutely number one for me.
Bacon, sausage, ham.
I tend to go honestly, I think that I'm reversed. I would rather have like a nice Canadian bacon or ham first.
Don't call it Canadian bacon. It's back bacon.
It's back bacon.
Canadians do not call Canadian bacon Canadian bacon. We call it back bacon.
I am a Canadian. I call it Canadian bacon.
Nobody calls it Canadian bacon. You're weird. You're weird
the weird one.
Situation.
Yeah, no, you're
the weird one. Nobody calls it Canadian bacon.
Well, unless you live in the States.
Get ready for things to get even weirder because I'm putting sausage.
I call sausage link.
Sausage links are number 2 on my list.
That's okay. I'll allow that.
Sausage patty. Like the sausage patties you get, like on a McDonald's thing. Mm-hmm. And then I'm putting bacon on the bottom.
See, bacon on here's the thing. I've kind of realized this. There is such a thing as bad bacon when it's like that, processed, obviously like from like a fast food place bacon, and that bacon is like close to bottom tier. But like good bacon, like fresh, like good thick bacon.
Yeah. Good thin bacon.
I can definitely talk today. That's like top tier for me.
Yeah, I agree. Like if it's really like, again, I'm saying something stupid here, but good bacon is good. Mm-hmm. Like it goes up tiers for sure.
I mean, yeah.
It's just
there is a lot of trash bacon.
Yeah. I put because when you go to like McDonald's and you get like a bacon egg McMuffin or something, and it's just like that paper bacon that just tastes like sawdust. Yeah. That's bad. That's just not good.
McDonald's has bad bacon.
Yes.
I've always said that. It's basically it's just thin. It doesn't feel like bacon, but it has the hint of bacon taste.
And there's more bad bacon than there is good bacon in the world, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, yeah. If I buy like good, go to the butcher and you like ask them to slice you bacon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's good. That's good stuff.
Do you prefer crispy bacon or like a little bit like chewy?
Oh, this is a contentious topic for me, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys go first.
I like somewhere in the middle. Like I like the edges to be crisped up nicely, but like it's still to be like meat,
Yeah. Like I don't want like a potato chip.
I know people who take their bacon and they just like
and it just shatters. My parents are like that. They just and my wife is like that too. She likes it just like you bite it and it just like turns to dust.
It's like a potato chip.
Yeah, almost, but bacon flavored, and it just tastes burnt. My perfect bacon is if you pick it up off the plate and it doesn't go completely limp, but it's like it slightly bends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's perfect bacon.
I agree. Yeah,
it should slightly bend, but not flop. It shouldn't be flop.
Yeah. No. I kind of agree with that take. I think I 100% agree with Cole's. Like it's like you want that crunch in there, but like you also want like a little bit of a chew, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
a little bit of a chew.
Agree. A little bit of a chew. Like it you don't want it to like crumble to ash in your mouth. Right. But you don't also want it to be like super tough and stringy when you try and take a bite.
Yeah.
So it's just like that.
We can talk about this more on the bacon cast though. Yeah.
Mike. I just smoked my head into my mic. I'm concussed now.
Mike, what's on your mind?
Oh, what's on my mind? We finally arrived at my own mind. I went to the dentist today. I know Cole fears the dentist, so I'm sure this news is frightening to him. But I had my first cavity filled in many a years. So that was you know what? I was a little nervous when the drill started going. What a weird thing! Like what a weird thing to feel. Like
so I kind of want you to explain this to me because I've never had it done to me. I've never had a cavity. What do they do?
Have you? How often do you go to the dentist?
At least like once a year.
Oh God, your teeth are just immaculate.
Yeah.
Of course, Jay has immaculate teeth. Of course. So basically, I'll just run you through the whole process that happened today because I forgot it myself.
Yeah.
So basically, you go there and first they put some numbing cream on your gums just to like numb them a little bit,
right?
So you don't feel the big frickin' needle that's coming next. Because they stick a needle in your thing and they basically tell you right away. They're like, hey, this isn't gonna feel great, just so you know. So they had me do like I breathed in. And then they breathed out, and then they pushed some more of it was like a full syringe full of like pain, like the numbing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, you could feel my jaw getting full of it. It was really uncomfortable. It was really strange. A really not good feeling at all.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. No.
And then they make you sit there for like 15 minutes while it takes effect. And then your whole face goes, like half your face goes numb. I was like right up to like the middle of my lip to like right here. Basically, I couldn't feel it at all. And then your tongue too. And then they take basically once it's all numb and they're sure it's all numb, they kind of stab your gum just to make sure. They're like, do you feel that? And then you're like, no. Yeah. No, honestly, she's like, okay, I'm gonna make sure you don't feel
screaming, yes!
Wow. Okay. So then they take a little drill basically, like a little grinder, and then they grind into your tooth where your cavity is, and they just grind away all the cavity stuff. So it's
all
gone.
The bad rotten tooth.
Mm-hmm, yeah, they just literally and then you could, and this is where things got weird because like you're feeling your tooth warm up from the friction of them grinding away your tooth.
Right.
So like there was one point where my nerve got like on my tooth got a little sensitive. I could kind of feel a little bit because it was like just from my tooth getting so hot. It was not good. It was not a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just kind of like stopped for a second, let it cool down, and then did more. At least I think that's what it was. I don't know, because they kind of just like, okay, I'll work somewhere else for now.
Your tooth is literally glowing inside your mouth.
Yeah. And then they just take a little thing and they fill it in. I think they fill it in. It was basically like a super glue type thing they put in there, some kind of epoxy. Mm-hmm. And then they polish her up. And that was also weird because you could smell burning tooth as they're polishing it with like a little grinding thing. So that's not great. And then you go on your way. You got a shiny new tooth. Honestly, in total, the entire thing was like 30 minutes, including like the freezing time. So
yeah, when you message the Discord, you're like, I'm waiting for the dentist, and then like a half hour later, you're like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
I was surprised how quick it took.
Yeah, honestly, the dentist is usually fairly quick, but they said it was a tiny little cavity, a little baby cavity, because I got a little baby mouth.
No, you don't.
That's not true at all. The dentist literally last time I was there, they were like, oh, that's nice. You have like room for all your wisdom teeth. You actually have more than enough room. Like you have the biggest mouth we've ever seen. This is They didn't say that last part. That's just exaggerating. But they basically did.
Yeah, you could tell. They felt it.
The other dentist came in and like said, can you open your mouth? And then I did. And then they're like, wow.
And then he crawled right in.
Yeah, and then he lived in there for a week. But yeah, I don't know. Dentist is weird. Don't do the dentist if you don't have to. But you should go to the dentist as much as you can, because it is
take
nice.
care of your teeth, man. Take care of your teeth.
That's important.
Yeah.
Don't be
bizarre.
like me.
It's bizarre. Yeah, don't be like Cole and don't go to the dentist.
I'm scared.
He's scared of them. He's scared of them. It is bizarre that our healthcare up here in Canada does not cover dentists, though. I don't get that.
Yeah, that is a bit strange.
It's just it's a weird move. But anyway, speaking of weird moves, Cole, what's on your mind?
Well, I got a weird one for you guys.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
I have been absolutely obsessed with these presidential deepfakes.
Oh, yes. Like when they're talking on like random gaming things or something like that?
Here, I got one for you guys.
Donald, can you give it a break, man? KH3 came out over 4 years ago, and you're still in your feelings about it. These multi-hour takedown video essays.
No.
I mean, starting discourse on Twitter.
Truth Social.
What?
Here's the thing, Joe, and I'm not happy about this. You can ask anyone. I was very, very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, but it was mid, Joe. It was mid, and a lot of people are saying that.
I just don't get it. What did you want from the game? Of course, it's not going to be what you dreamed of in 2006. We grew up, Donald. We're old now.
That's not my fault. They should have listened to the fans. The DLC saved this thing. It was straight cheeks when it released, and now it's like a C+. So floaty. So floaty, the Osaka team.
Oh, give me a break, Jack. If I hear Osaka team one more time.
It's not even just the combat, Joe. It's everything. It's the story.
Oh, boy.
The pacing. Yes.
Come on, you mean to tell me you played KH2 KH2 and you're going to turn around and tell me that KH2 isn't 80% Disney Philly shit?
That is so cap, Joe.
It's not. You just don't want to think about it. You don't want to remember escorting Mrs. Potts or
I like how this is very long.
trotting through that snooze fest of a Mulan world.
Joe.
Somehow your brain only retained the good parts like Thousand Heartless and
sick, so sick. And here's the thing, Joe. It was the perfect middle point.
No one's saying it isn't.
The perfect
we all
middle.
like Hollow Bastion. No one's arguing that. That's a cold take.
And what was your game's middle point, Joe? What did KH3 have? Oh, I remember. The 100-acre wood. A sleepy world for a sleepy man and his sleepy game.
Folks, he's ignoring the obvious here.
That's the sleeping realm theory, Sleepy Joe. It's all of us.
This is better than their actual
debate.
Yeah.
You're out of your mind, Jack. You want to talk sleep because we can talk sleepy all day. Let's talk about world design.
How long is this?
How long is this?
No. Let's talk
3
about
minutes.
those
Okay, we're not listening to the whole
call
thing.
worlds.
It's a
gotta listen to the whole
combat game.
thing.
I don't care about
Okay,
jumping on
fine.
whatever you
We'll
call them,
stop. We'll
platforms.
stop.
You get the idea.
I just hear
Get the
beeping in the background.
Yeah, it took me a while to censor them. But yeah, I've been absolutely obsessed with those. They're so funny.
Did you see the one where he called? It was them playing like guess. So guess what I'm thinking of, and they gave like the first letter. Did you hear that one?
No.
I'll send it to you after. It's really funny.
Have you guys seen the one where they're blowing up Donald Trump's house in Minecraft?
There's a lot of them playing Minecraft.
I've seen a few of the Minecraft ones. Yeah.
Man, technology's gone too far.
Yeah.
Some of them are really good. It's like you can.
My favorite line so far has been Biden saying, "Guys, I don't want to be president anymore." And they're all like, "Oh, why? Why?" He's like, "My Tamagotchi just died."
Yeah, I saw that one too.
So good. So
The
good.
Obama ones are pretty good too. They got the
Yeah.
It's just the three of them are the ones I've seen mostly.
Most of them, yeah, it's Obama, Biden, and Trump.
Yeah.
And they're all like arguing about video games.
Yeah. Is it Chat GPT that they're putting these on, or like what is it? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't know what
I
the
think
bot
it's-
is.
I think it's them. I think it's actually them.
Yeah, no,
You're just
that,
paying Biden.
yeah, it's their
The throat
cameos.
goat.
They all hang out in
Yeah,
secret.
they're all on
Yeah.
Cameo, man.
Probably.
No,
The expensive cameo.
Yeah,
I love it. I think our what's on our minds really gone on for a while here. I think I'm gonna pull an audible and maybe do you got a mailbag there, Mike?
Oh, we're going straight into the mailbag. Let
me know if you got one.
I'll get one. I'll get one. Don't worry.
Okay.
Stop crying. Please stop crying.
Okay.
There's one coming. It's coming in hot and fresh because I'm opening up Discord. I'm looking at the mailbag right now. You can leave your
Michael.
mailbag. Oh, what?
Shut up.
It's time for the mailbag.
Okay, now you may continue.
Oh, now I can talk. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Master Cole. Okay, Discord's open. I'm looking through the Discord for who's in the next mailbag in line, and I am struggling because it is very... Anyway, you can leave mailbags in our Discord in the mailbag channel. Links to our Discord are at anipropod.com. And our mailbag question is...
Oh, do you got one, or can I can help you stall for a second?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna spoil our thoughts for the Crunchyroll Awards.
Oh, yes.
And say that we agreed with some of them, and we disagreed
with some
with
of them.
others.
I thought we honestly did pretty good for picking them, to be honest with you. Like when I was looking through
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Yeah, the only thing I was surprised, honestly, well, not the only thing, but one thing that I was really surprised with was Cyberpunk winning
Anime of the Year.
Anime of the Year. That kind of took me out of left field. I mean, well deserved.
The Crunchyroll Awards
no,
kind of
I
does
love
that
Cyberpunk Edge
sometimes,
Runners,
where
but-
like they'll have like the Dark Horse win, like that one year where Made in Abyss won, and like nobody thought it would win because Yuri on Ice took everything else.
Which is like crazy that
Yeah.
Yuri on Ice took everything else, and then here it is years later.
Yeah.
Anyway, mailbag question from Kratos,
Okay.
original gangster of the mailbag, the OG, wants to know from us. My
Yes.
next question is less of a literal question and more of an opinion one. So I'd like to hear the three hosts and whoever else wishes to answer this. CGI in anime. Do you, A, think it should be used to enhance a show or for a show's entire animation style? That's actually kind of a tough question. I think
That's tough. I kind of think both.
Yeah, I think
to be
both.
honest. Like,
Because
Mappa's really good at using it to enhance, but like
Studio Orange is really good at using
Studio Orange is
as a whole
as its medium. So, I mean, like I'm really partial to Studio Orange, so I would like to see more animation studios use it.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, between the two, I guess, like if you're gonna put a gun to my head, based on the overall anime thing as a whole, I'd probably go with use it sparingly to enhance.
I think I would,
because there's a lot of bad CG.
Yeah, it's harder to pull off successfully. But I would my argument for the other side, I'll be devil's advocate here. Is like when CG is done well.
Yes,
it's done like really I'm thinking of Trigun Stampede this season, or like Land of the Lustrous, obviously, just basically all of Studio Orange's stuff, right? It's so well done, and then like you get so much more dynamic camera stuff going on, and like it just they can do a lot more that you can't do with just traditionally drawn stuff.
And it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, well, I don't really know if it's cheaper or not. That's what people tell me.
I remember them saying in Shirobako that it's cheaper, and that's why they do it. So,
but what I'm thinking is it still cheaper if it's like you're putting the budget in to make it look really good? I don't know. Like Studio Orange, is it really cheaper to make Trigun than it is Attack on Titan?
If you're listening, Studio Orange, let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
I think my actual answer, though, is it should be enhancing a show is probably the actual answer.
Yeah.
What about Jay?
So I kind of wanted to touch on this a little bit about how, like, CG gets such a bad rap that, like, even some things that just look bad in general, people think are CG. Like, I'll look at Chainsaw Man, for example, where, like, there was a hand-drawn scene, people thought it was CG because it just didn't look great.
Yeah, they kind of people will use it as a crutch for just a way to say, I don't like the way this is animated.
Yeah. And it kind of has become a scapegoat when, like, I don't think it should be. Because, like, when CG is good, it can be really good. I kind of want to play the other side of the coin because I want to see more studios make full CG anime.
I don't think that there's a wrong answer here.
No, I don't think there's a wrong answer here because, like, both arguments are completely valid. But I do want to see more studios make completely CG anime just to, like, see what happens, see how far that medium can go and how far that style can go. Because who knows, maybe if more people do that, then they can also use it to enhance better. So.
Well, and also if it lets animators see their wife and children once in a while, sure.
Yeah, that too.
Why not?
That too.
Yeah.
Kratos agrees with us for the record. And then the second part of their question is, do you think it's overused?
No.
I don't think so.
I could see why people... I think bad CG is becoming rarer and rarer, and that's a good thing. Like,
But it's becoming rarer and rarer because it's getting better. Used.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like it's not overused because it's just getting used properly now.
Yeah. Like people are learning how to use it, right?
Yeah. So. Whereas before it was just like, oh, okay, this is just horrible, and it was immediately obvious. Like the horses in Attack on Titan, for example.
Yeah.
Look terrible.
Horses always look terrible in anime.
I mean,
I know
it's kind of hard. This is also from Shirobako. Go watch Shirobako. It's really interesting insight on the anime industry.
No, I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Well, too bad. I'm probably going to make you watch it eventually then.
Okay. Deal.
I'm going to make you watch it eventually then. There it is. Jay Spiteful confirmed.
We already knew that.
But
I know, we just needed proof.
Yeah.
So in that show, they basically said that, like, hand-drawn horse animation is really hard to do, and the amount of people that know how to do it properly is, like, quickly declining.
Oh, I believe that for sure.
Yeah. So, like, that's why if you see a lot of CG horses, it's because they couldn't find someone who could hand draw it, or because it's just easier to do.
But I'm just also thinking too of like in for some reason this one sticks out to me. In Spy Family last season, there's like a scene where Lloyd's driving a car, and the whole thing is CG, and it just looks really good.
Yeah.
Like you can tell it's CG and you can tell it looks really good.
I mean, Spy Family in general just looked really good.
Yeah. They definitely put some effort into
hot
that.
Take.
Hot take. Spy Family looks good.
That's a cold take.
Yeah.
That's a cold take, Jay. That's a cold take.
Yeah, very cold take. Speaking of cold takes, actually, apparently lots of people did not agree with mine and Cole's decision, and by proxy, Jay's decision to make Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2 the anime of 2022.
Well,
we got a lot of negative comments on our
haters keep hating.
Yeah. Gamers rise up. Thank you for agreeing with my take that it shouldn't be anime of the year. I'll take this. I'll take this. I'll take this to heart.
Cole, have you watched the part 3 yet? Like the 1 hour special?
Yeah,
man,
it's so good.
So good.
You know what? Honestly, the people who are saying Attack on Titan isn't good or it's overrated, they're lying to themselves and they're lying to me, which is worse. Because at this point, you're just being a contrarian for contrarian's sake. Jay.
No, I genuinely didn't like it.
Weak sauce.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly bring that up, though. A lot of people don't like it, and I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I really don't get it. I don't regret it.
No.
Come at me, haters. We're right. Attack on Titan, anime of the season. Unless you're Crunchyroll Awards.
You guys are just picking fights.
And unless you're
well, they gave it to Edgerunners, didn't they?
List.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on. The last part is overall opinion on CGI, which I feel like we've
covered,
talked about.
Yeah,
I feel like we talked about that. We all
like it if it's good.
Yeah. It's like bacon. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Circle
right back around.
Question? Anybody got a question of the week before we go into the break?
What's your thought on CGI in anime? Is it good or bad?
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mike saved us. Thank you, Michael.
I think we got to make them polls now, and that music is really just banging over here. Is that yakety sax?
It absolutely is not.
By the way, Cole, that song that you picked for last week's break, that was good. I like that song.
Yeah,
that was a jam.
Yeah, that was last week.
Yeah.
That was the one that I actually edited. I know you're saying that one that Mike did.
No.
But that was 2 weeks ago.
No. I'm talking about the one that you did.
Yeah, you picked that one. You picked the yakety sax.
Let's go to
break.
I was just going to say, welcome back to the Anime Protagonist Podcast. We are going to be reviewing a little anime called Barakamon. Barack Obama? What is it called again, guys?
Barakamon. No, let me be clear.
Let me be clear. Yeah, we're going to do our usual Anipro thing, and we're going to talk about, we're going to start off by guessing what the other co-hosts thought about it, and then we're going to go into our OP and our ED. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember this off the top of the dome right now, and it's not going very well because we're all rusty. So we're just going to talk about it. I think we're
spoiler free.
Yeah, let's kibosh like the strict structure of it, and let's just kind of, let's open it up. We're pretty good at this podcasting stuff. But for real, I think let's just kind of have a discussion on it. We'll go spoiler free in the beginning, so if you haven't watched the show, don't be afraid. We will warn you before we start talking spoilers. But then, once we do warn you, all holds off, nothing held back. We're talking spoilers. We're thrashing this show if we have to. And then at the end, we're gonna say our best boy, best girl, and we're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being a protagonist, 1 being a antagonist. I think we haven't given anything a 1. Maybe this will be the first show given a 1.
Maybe.
Let's find out. Cole, I think you enjoyed this show, but it might not have been your favorite thing ever.
Okay.
I think you liked the theatrical natures of it, like the cinematography and stuff like that, because it's kind of March comes in like a lion E. It's kind of a little vaguely Shaftian. Jay, I think you enjoyed this show, but at times were probably bored with it, if I had to guess.
Okay.
Jay, what do you think?
I think Cole liked this show, but he kept comparing it to March Comes in Like a Lion and thought March Comes in Like a Lion was better. Mike is a bit more of a dark horse.
Just spoiler.
As
March
always,
Comes in Like a Lion is better.
I'm an enigma. You never know what I'm going to think.
But I think he liked the comedy aspect and the cute kids.
Them cute kids.
Yeah, the Protect energy.
Clip it. Clip that.
This cannot be used against me in a court of public opinion.
It will be.
It will be, though.
Cole, what do you think?
Oh, right, yeah. Mike, echoing what Jay said, he likes the protect energy of like main girl and the other girl that always cries. Jay, honestly, I have a tough time thinking what Jay thought of it. Because he could
Jay's
go
the hard
either
one.
way.
Yeah.
I think Jay liked it, but I don't think it was the best show on his radar. I think Jay's probably kind of hovering around a 7.5 or an 8. Do we want to reveal our actual thoughts, Michael? What did you actually think?
In one sentence.
In one sentence?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, revealing what we actually thought. I liked it.
You liked it?
But not for the reasons you think. I thought the protect... I forgot that we're actually just kind of like open now. We can talk about whatever.
Yeah.
I was waiting for us to talk OPs and EDs.
Just like give us your quick...
My quick thoughts. I think it's a nice, comfy show. I think tells a good story. It does the thing that I always said I like about March Comes in Like a Lion, where it doesn't focus on this depression and stuff like that. But it is like the main point of the show, as the guy is depressed and anxious and stuff like that, and he learns to deal with it. And I think it's just a nice story that it really hit at a nice spot. Me watching it right after coming back from like a weekend of just straight work and like doing
and a
like,
hockey game
and business and grown up stuff, and then like
and you went to a hockey game.
I did go to a hockey game.
Stop trying to make it sound like it was so hard. It was so hard for me. You went and saw Connor McDavid, the greatest hockey player in the world.
Very tough. Yes.
Sorry.
He's just See, the spite is strong on Anipro. You must know. Anyway, yeah, it's a really nice little show. I'd recommend it to anyone who likes slice of life stuff for sure.
Joseph,
I love this show.
Oh, I had a feeling you might, but I also had a feeling you wouldn't at all. So
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Can I defend why I thought you might not have been crazy about it?
For sure.
Lack of romance.
Yeah. I thought so too. And honestly, Jay, I know you're going to disagree with this take very violently.
Yeah.
But all the shows that you do really love have curvaceous main women in them.
I mean,
and silver-haired main women in them a lot of the time as well.
And long pointy ears, understandable.
They don't always have to have the pointy ears, but usually
it helps.
It helps. This show does not have those things.
No.
Anyway, Jay, why did you love this show?
I really liked the main story of it and Seishu Honda's like own journey throughout. And I just liked how the island and everyone on the island kind of incorporated into that. And just like how like it knew when to be lighthearted and it used the lightheartedness to help with the character. And I really liked just all of that. Yeah, and the comedy was also pretty good.
Yeah, the comedy was good.
Yeah. It's rare that you find an anime that the comedy actually lands for me, and I appreciate it every time I do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cole, what did you think of this show?
Well, I told Jay earlier.
You did?
Yeah. Well, I kind of hinted at you that maybe I didn't really like this show very much. But I loved it, actually.
I knew it. I knew he was. I had a feeling. I'm like, this seems like Cole doing the thing where he's like, I'm just gonna play a little game with you here.
Just a quick bait and switch. That's
no. It was
a delight.
A great show.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
Like you guys said, very March Comes in Like a Lion at the start, but not quite.
Not quite.
Like, it's not his depression that he's trying to fight against.
Yeah.
It's like his ego. Like he's too full of himself.
And you kind of get over the course of the story that he kind of overcomes that bit by bit.
I might have to disagree with you a little bit there. I don't know if it's his ego. It's more like he's trying to overcome being like a perfectionist almost. Like he expects more than he should out of himself. He very much like is rigid in like the textbook. Yeah.
And like he's learning to more so express his own take on calligraphy.
To not take things so seriously and kind of just like
Not be as rigid.
Live.
Yeah.
Just be Liv. Just be Liv.
Like me.
Just be Liv. Yeah.
Sorry, continue your thoughts, Cole.
Yeah, no, and I'm derailed. No, it was great.
Yeah.
I really loved it. I loved the setting of it as well. Like, it was very, I don't know, like, just great.
Just pure wholesome, right? Like,
yeah, it was. I liked that it was pretty. Just kind of roll along. It's just rolling along, like you guys said. The comedy really hits.
The pacing's really good.
It
too.
is really good.
Yeah, nice. It's a nice 12 episode. Yeah, definitely. I'd recommend it to. Yeah, I mean, fans of March Comes In Like a Lion. It's not as heavy as that show is, but similar themes. Like,
I think the lightheartedness
getting over
of it really helps the show, especially for people who like might think March Comes In Like a Lion's a bit too heavy.
I could agree with that for sure, actually. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of a weird one. It's like I get the recommendation. I see why they're parallel shows, but they're not the same show at all at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. Like I was gonna say, like it's the thematic use of like finding family to like overcome your struggle, whatever that is.
And I'm such a sucker too for found family shows.
Yeah.
So this one hit.
Mike's also a sucker for Protect.
I am a sucker for Protect, but you guys might be surprised in this one, actually, is what I'll say.
Oh, did you not like the main girl? Was she too bratty?
No, I liked the main girl. I just she's not my best. I'll just spoil it right now. She's not my best girl for the show. I don't think.
Mike,
she's
it's
not
okay.
mine
She's
either.
not mine either.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
She just She was too one note a little bit. I thought.
I thought she. I mean, we're gonna talk about characters later, but I thought she was really good.
Oh yeah,
all the characters in it were really good.
That's one thing I really appreciated this show is like all the characters and all like everything that happens in it felt like something that like a real person could do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it all felt like, oh, okay, I could see this happening, or I see their motivations, I get it. And it all felt very like real and wholesome and like not contrived, if that makes sense. Even though it by its nature it sort of is, right? Because this dude gets sent to this island by his dad, and it's just like, who does that? But
he's being banished.
Should we talk about the OPs and EDs?
Yes, please. They're both great.
Yeah. Okay, so while I was listening to it, I was like, Cole will absolutely love it, and I do too. They're both so good.
It's not even the song. It's like
no. But
the OP in it is so good.
It's so good.
Like right when she's opening up that door,
the very first thing, yes,
and her head like just pops in. It's
my favorite part of the OP is like when he's reaching up and like you think it's the sky, and then like he just touches it and like smears it.
Yeah.
That's like cool. I love that.
My favorite part of the OP is when he's like sitting on the ground, and then what's her name there, Naru, is sitting in front of him, and both are all like covered in smudges from like the ink and stuff, and it's just I don't know, or like just Naru's cute. She's all covered in ink and putting her hands on everything. Just a gross little.
Or when
kid.
she's like running and like spreading that ink on the
background,
along like the background.
Yeah.
God, it's so
it's such a good OP.
Pretty. Such a pretty OP. Yeah.
Perfectly artsy and also like interesting and like just a good song at the same time. It's just top tier OP for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And honestly, a little bit of a behind the curtain thing. This is the
Jay cried.
No, but the OP was the reason why I selected Barakamon, because like I looked at it on AniList and I was like, I'm gonna watch the OP, just see, and then I watched it and I was like, yeah, this is the show.
You know, another thing that I liked about the show was you kind of expect it to be him kind of trying to like, you know, the kid is usually the one that doesn't want to do anything with the adults in shows like this. But in this, it's kind of the other way around.
He's like the tsundere.
Yeah.
He's the tsundere. I did like that too, because it felt a little more. I liked how we're getting a little off topic of the OP, but I liked how he was the jaded one, and he had to go to the island to become unjaded. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it just hits. It hits, especially as a jaded old man.
Speaking of it hits, that ED.
Oh, that ED. Okay. Important question.
Yeah.
Which one's better? The OP or the ED?
Mike, we're in the same wavelength. I was just about to ask that.
because they're basically tied in my books, and I think it all comes down to personal preference.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're asking. Like, I think we're all of the same opinion. Like, they're both equally good, but because you asked, I'll say OP.
Okay. And I will say ED.
I guess I'm breaking this tie, huh?
Yeah, Jay, it's all on your shoulders.
I like them both. I want to say that right now, but when it comes to the visuals and what I like most there, I gotta go with the ED. I love like the watercolor aesthetic of it.
Get off my podcast.
Jay,
Get off my podcast right now.
Get
out of here.
Jay,
that aesthetic was just
Mike against Cole.
so
Yeah,
That's the aesthetic.
The song too.
the song.
The aesthetic is very reminiscent. Well, not reminiscent, because I guess this show that I'm about to compare it to came out after this. But Kubo, Won't Let Me Be Invisible. Very similar art styles.
Yeah.
Okay,
For the EDs,
interesting.
like it's kind of like water painting. Very pretty.
It reminded me of the March comes in like a lion OP that I like, where he's like running on water and there's all those colors and stuff. It kind of had that sort of vibe to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
the moral of the story is there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
No, they're both great.
No, there's no
it's
wrong
just
answer.
personal preference.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do want to touch on
Voice acting.
the voice acting.
Yes.
Because all of the kids
Are
in this
actual voice by
are
kids.
actually children.
Yeah. I thought that was
Like
so
they
cool.
were all like 8 and 9 year olds, and that like they are good.
Yeah.
Like the main girl, I have tough time with name. Naru is like, she's such a integral part of the show, and her acting in it is top notch. Really good, especially for a kid.
There was like when she was first introduced, I was like, oh, that delivery might have been like was a bit weird for me, and then like I looked it up, and I was like, oh, she was a kid when she did this, and that blew my mind.
But what's even great, like all of the kids are kids.
Yeah, all of them. And they're all good.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Except for the 2 middle school girls. But I kind of get why they weren't. They needed some acting chops in those roles.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Sub or dub?
You already know.
You watched the dub.
I watched the dub.
Oh, you watched the dub. Did they use children?
No, they didn't.
You missed out.
I thought all the kids were honestly like just standard good anime, adults pretending to be kids in anime. It was good. It wasn't bad. When I did regret actually once I saw that the kids were played by kids in the sub, I was kind of like, oh, I wish I had the ability to watch that, but I had downloaded it to my tablet to watch on the plane when I was going, and I only downloaded the English version. So because Crunchyroll doesn't let you pick which one you want to watch, you have to choose, and then you're stuck with it. You can't just flip back and forth. It's ridiculous.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
We should have tore their awards apart.
Yeah.
Well, how was the dub? Like it was good though?
Honestly, I at no point until I found out that the kids were kids. I might actually go back and just like listen to an episode of just to hear the kids talking for a bit. But honestly, the dub is great. Like it's very good. There's no complaints from me on that part. All the voice acting was really good. There were like some standard like this sounds a little wooden type stuff, but honestly, they were all good. I don't really have any standouts, I wouldn't say.
Yeah. The other thing is Mike also missed out on Daisuke Ono.
Yeah, Jotaro.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
As Honda.
A real shame. Yeah. Sensei.
Guys.
Did they call him Sensei? Please tell me they call him Sensei in the dub.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he's Sensei.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were talking to me. Yeah.
So, guys,
they retained a lot of it.
The more we talk about this, the more and more I want to buy the manga. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I want to start reading the manga.
The other thing about this is that I looked up was that it's a sequel to another manga.
Yes. So there is another manga called Honda-kun, but it's more of like a spin-off where he's in high school.
Yeah, it's a spin-off of this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a spin-off of this.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the other way.
Jay, can you answer something for me? Because you know everything.
Okay.
I looked it up, and it says that it has Naru in it, and I was like, how is that possible? Is that true, or is it just my anime list was glitching out?
I haven't read the manga. It might just be like there's like a flashback or something. I'm not sure. Or like a flashback.
Maybe the whole thing is a flashback.
Yeah.
It could be.
I don't know.
Let us know if you know the answer to that. Tell us in Discord or Instagram or
I didn't
Twitter
do my homework
@anipropod.
for that. I wasn't prepared.
That's okay.
Now, one thing I will say that this show, maybe it's its weak link, but I don't think like it was bad or anything. But the visuals in it were pretty average.
I'd say they were above average, but nothing
spectacular.
They were serviceable.
bad.
Like they did what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But like no real Sakuga moments or anything.
But at
like
the same time, I don't think it really needed.
It didn't need
any
it.
Sakuga.
No, it didn't need it.
Sakuga.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, maybe like during his painting or like his calligraphy, maybe it could have used Sakuga, but like
I could see when he's painting or when like they do the little shots where they show like a landscape and he gets his inspiration and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I could see them putting a little more budget into that, and I think they probably did. But yeah, I agree. Like the visuals are not. It's definitely not bad, but it's not. You're not writing any rave reviews about the visuals of this show.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think like you're watching this show for the visuals.
No. It's just a thing that needs to be discussed.
Yeah,
this is an anime.
Absolutely.
I did appreciate that the visuals. They clearly put a lot of effort into making sure that the calligraphy looked good. Like you could tell when it was his, or you could tell when it was someone else's, and you could tell when he did something different. Like it all, the actual art of the show. About a show about art looked good. Which
I'm
I've
very
always appreciated.
curious if the mangaka got like a actual calligrapher to help them out.
They must have.
With something, or if like they just did a lot of research, or like how that came to be.
Or maybe they're a
calligrapher.
Too.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
Like that. I guess that's kind of spoilery. I'll leave that for now. The one thing I want to also talk about too, while we're here, is the sound in this show is actually probably something you would write home about. Like I thought the soundtrack of this show and like everything about it was really, really good. They did a really good job with like all the themes and stuff like that. Like when he would get his inspiration and all the music would swell and all that stuff.
It sounded
when he's
really good.
Yeah, or when he's like down in the dumps or whatever, it's just kind of like everything fit really well. It's not a soundtrack you're going to put on and listen to, I wouldn't say, but it just
thematically, sure.
It just perfectly amplified the show and all the emotions you're supposed to feel.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't notice it.
No.
So that's sometimes is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you don't need like a bombastic crazy thing. It was again serviceable. It did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And definitely did play up the emotions when it needed to and didn't at other times, but it wasn't like it was like, oh my god, this composition is terrific.
Yeah.
No.
And I think that's what I'm listening for. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't change the earth, I wouldn't say. Like it's just good, but I think it might also be a result of me listening to it with my nice headphones on and also watching the dub, because the dubs generally have a better mix and they generally have more. They're usually in 5.1, whereas Japanese stuff is usually just in 2.0. So just stereo, whereas dub you get surround, and that probably maybe made the difference. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't listen to the sub. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Any other general spoiler-free thoughts? Who would you recommend this to? Michael!
Oh, who would I recommend it to? I'd recommend it to anyone who likes kind of introspective type anime where you're kind of like, you have to like grown-up shows. Like you have to like seinen or kind of just like more mature ideas and stuff like that, and be willing to dive into your own emotions and kind of think about like, what is the point of this, or what am I really feeling
like
right now, or
and that kind of thing.
like you have to be a little bit like shoegazy, pondering the meaning of things. And if you like stuff like that, which I do, I would say you like this. Like the obvious one we've mentioned several times now is March Comes In Like a Lion. If you like that show, this is in the same vein. It's not the same show by any means, but it definitely, if you like that show, you'll like this. It's kind of like that cozy vibes with like a kind of a dark
undertone
theme of like a character coming of age and figuring out who they are and what it means to really be themselves and be happy. And it's nice. I'd recommend it to anyone who likes slice of life, but particularly people who like a darker undertone to it. Jay?
So I would recommend this to two different kinds of people. So Mike covered one half of it. where he said like if you like that kind of like philosophical thing, and that's what you're interested in, I definitely agree. Check this out. But on the other side, if you like things like Sweetness and Lightning or things like that, where like it's like a guy looking like hanging out with a kid or taking care of a kid or something like that, I think you'd get some kind of interest in this as well, because for sure. Honda is spends a lot of time with Naru, and it's a lot of the show revolves around their dynamic. So I think that if you like things like Sweetness and Lightning and that kind of slice of life, definitely check this out. Or like Mike said, if you like that philosophical thing, this is also for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Not much more I can add there. Another recommendation for this would probably be something like Hinamatsuri. Very comedic, but that same kind of like found family, adoptive father, adoptive daughter kind of thing. And March Comes In Like a Lion.
Yeah.
March Comes In Like a Lion still better than this, though. There will never be anything better than March Comes In Like a Lion.
I would be inclined to agree with you, Cole.
Yeah.
On that.
This was very good, though.
Yeah.
It's not a shot against the show. It's just nothing will ever meet that. Ever.
I personally prefer this to March Comes In Like a Lion, but that's neither here nor there.
Jay, I didn't ask you.
Well, this is my podcast too, so I can say what I want. Thank you.
The official podcast stance, and this is all of my co-hosts agree with me on this, is that March Comes In Like a Lion is the greatest anime of all time, and I will not hear any arguments against it. Thank you. Spoilers?
What?
Yeah, spoilers. Cole's a crazy person.
Yeah.
And also, we're heading into our spoiler section. So, and I think we usually kind of discuss how important spoilers are for this show. I'd say this one, you're probably...
Not really.
Not super important.
Matter.
It doesn't really matter. Like, nothing really too plot heavy happens. It goes the way you think it does.
Yeah, like it's more the journey than the destination. This show, like the intrigue is both like the comedy on the island and the interactions between the characters, as well as like watching Honda's journey as while he's on the island grow.
But
that said,
if you are scared of spoilers, this point on, we're going to be talking them. So get the heck out of here, watch the show, come back and listen to what we got to say. And then tell us what you thought in the Discord. What do you think of the show? What do you rate it? Let's find out. Spoiler time.
Spoilers.
What do you guys have to say about spoilers? Mike, go first.
The thing I was going to mention earlier is the painting that he paints, or the one like his like big piece that he is going to enter in the art exhibit there. It's like this is called Star.
The
or
Star
something
one,
like
yeah.
That.
Yeah.
I would put that in my house. That is a very nice. I
Oh,
really
yeah,
liked
that
it
was
a lot.
very
It's
nice.
really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. And when he threw his coffee on it or whatever the hell that was,
Yeah.
I was very upset.
I was
like,
so
no!
upset.
What are you doing, you idiot?
I will say though, like that anxiety of like, is it good enough? Is it like
oh, for sure.
I think that like that was such a natural and like, I don't want to say correct because I don't think that that's the correct term, but like a very human feeling when it comes to creating something, especially like in his position, where like the same person who said he wasn't good enough, who said he's just like he's too uniform, is now looking at this new piece and he's like, what's he gonna say? So like I think that the response was definitely understandable.
The only thing I would argue against that, though, is I don't think a normal person would intentionally ruin their painting in that. I don't see that happening, but it felt that part felt very anime for a show that most of it felt very kind of grounded.
The coffee part, yeah, but I just think like I'm just talking about specifically the anxiety.
Right.
And
like the imposter syndrome stuff in this show definitely makes a lot of sense. Like I think, especially as like we can even say with this podcast, right? Like you definitely get imposter syndrome a little bit. That oh, what the hell? Who the hell are we to review
Who am
anime?
I?
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
Bunch of idiots from Canada who like, what are we doing? But yeah, no, I thought that was a really just a weird scene. But I want that painting hung in my house. That's basically what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
What about you? Spoiler stuff, characters, plot.
I mean, yeah, plot wise, it's pretty light on the plot.
Yeah, it's
pretty episodic.
Like we said, yeah, you kind of know what's going to happen as soon as you start the show. I felt like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's him just finding his home. Like, a lot of the plot doesn't happen until like the last 2 episodes when he goes back to Tokyo and then kind of decides he's going back.
Yeah.
And
I was surprised.
Before that, it's kind of just like, he's just goofing around with the kids and having a good time.
Just trying to catch a big fish. I was surprised, actually, when he went back to Tokyo, like how it caught me off guard. I thought that was, and I kind of thinking back on it now, I was like, it kind of makes sense because it kind of catches everyone else off guard too. How he's just like, just goes back. There's no real fanfare about it. He just kind of leaves. And then everyone's kind of like obviously missing him and stuff like that. But I thought that was just like kind of like, whoa, okay, there's still like 2 episodes left in the show. What's going to happen now?
Do? Yeah.
I did like it, kind of the old phrase played with my expectations, kind of. Where I don't think it was ever in like his intention was always to go back to the island, I think. The conflict was with his mom specifically, and his mom's great. I loved his mom when she's like literally feeding his friend like knuckle sandwiches, just like literally just punching him in the face. It's pretty. His mom was pretty funny. I would just very like ridiculous. Like, Mom, let him do his thing. What the heck are you doing? I mean, I think that might be a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. I also I thought I might have liked more of the Islanders kind of being like showing them being all upset about it all. But like I said, I think it was kind of like a foregone conclusion that he was coming back. So they were just kind of waiting for him to come back. Like Naru says, like, when are you coming home? Like, it's not like, are you coming back? It was like, when
are you going to be back?
When are you coming home?
Yeah. And like they kind of just like adopted him, right? Like he adopted them and they adopted him, and
very, very sweet. It's the ideal small town. Not like the one Mike and I came from.
I was gonna actually ask you a little bit, because like as 2 people who came from a small town, did you get any like reminiscent vibes there from this at all?
Maybe like the festival stuff, like you kind of walk around and stuff's fun, but like I don't know, maybe it's just where we're from, but like I never had like neighbors coming to like, neighbors come and they'll help you out in a small town. It's like nothing like that ever happened.
No one like made you food and just brought it over, had their son bring it over?
No, but I mean, like the town, I don't know, the town we're from's weird.
Well, it's just,
I could see it happening in some other towns, maybe.
I think that's just like Canadian culture is it's different than Japanese for sure. Like the hot take of the day, Canadians are different from Japanese people in terms of culture. But like we're more withdrawn and kind of less community orientated, I would say. Like there is community for sure, but it's not the same as this, where like you move in and everyone helps you unpack and they bring you supper if you don't have anything. Like they will, but they won't, I guess, is maybe how I'd say it.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is the idealized form of living in a small town, I think, is what it's.
I also think that like there might be a bit like anime-esque to that, with like the community aspect of this island.
But I think this is a really small town too. Like I think this is like
everybody knows each other.
Like 200 people in this community. So that is kind of, but they have their own airport, which is crazy.
That is kind of weird, actually.
They had a whole airport there.
Didn't they say in the show too? They were like, we've never seen a plane, and then they have their own.
They have their own airport.
And it's like, you've just never gone over there.
I don't know. Don't think about it.
Don't think about it.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things in this show that like if you kind of think about it too hard, you might be like, wait a minute.
I think,
but
that's the case for a lot of shows.
Yeah, this show's all about characters, though.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what leads this show. Like, everybody is so fun, and like all of the kids are great.
And the culture of the island's really neat. Like the mochi thing.
Yes.
Like when they're all like
catching.
catching mochi.
That reminds me, actually, there was like a really nice little bit in that where I liked when they were doing the mochi catching off the boat. And he's like struggling, trying to catch like the mochi. He's like looking, he's trying to get them. He can't grab any out of the air or whatever. And then like the wise old like grandma lady comes up to him and she's like, listen, you keep reaching for the highest fruit on the ladder or whatever. Like you're not, they're hard to get for a reason. If you just take a bunch of the easy victories, you'll end up ahead anyway. You'll end up winning, right? Like I just thought that was such like a nice little like mental note to just carry through you in life. It's just like just pick up all the small victories and they add up over time, right? Like you don't always need to do the big things all at once.
Yeah, and I think that's something that like he could use in his own like in his own work, and something that
for sure,
right?
It's like a metaphor.
Yeah, it's almost as if it's a metaphor or something.
There was a lot of good little metaphors they threw into this.
Like
I really enjoyed.
One of my favorite moments was when the guy was asking him to put the boat's name on the boat, and like he's all nervous about like doing something wrong, but then all the kids put their hands on the boat, and so like he has to cover up the handprints, and once they do that, he's like able to do it, almost as if like he's able to do it with the help of the island.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. What a metaphor, right?
You just blew my mind.
I feel like I definitely related to that moment too, where he's just like so scared to start something for fear of screwing it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's such like this show definitely knew what it was talking about. The author is probably talking about himself, as it's probably a self-insert, because like all this stuff is super relatable.
Very, very universal.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Very definitely like things that everybody feels like that.
Like
fear of
you just reminded me of that scene where like the two middle school girls are learning calligraphy from him, and he's like, now you're ready to enter your calligraphy into a thing and you'll win the grand prize, and they're like, will we? And they're like and they get all depressed about it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm depressed. I'm worried about mine too. Don't worry. And then Naru walks in, and they're all three of them are just in his house depressed.
Yeah. Or how the what's her name there, Miwa kept like, oh yeah, we're gonna clean up the house because Sensei's coming back. And then what's her name, her friend there, Tamako or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm looking up the names. And she's just like, this is obviously a ploy to get the kids to clean up your mess. Don't fall for it, kids. And then they fall for it immediately, like
they do it
little
anyway.
kids do. Yeah. It's just great. But
then they never clean it.
They never actually do. Well,
they never clean it until the other guy comes.
Yeah, until and then yellow hair there comes by, and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, and then he puts them to work. Yeah. No,
since we're talking some characters, what do you guys say we give our best boy and best girl awards?
Okay. Best boy is Honda, I think.
Okay.
Like, as lame and boring of a pick that is.
Always picking the main guy, eh?
He's just good. He's just good.
He is
Jay?
Good.
As much as I appreciate the Honda take, I wanna take another character out of my little bag of tricks here. And I'm gonna go with his
tiny little bag.
His blonde friend that went to the island and also helps him out with the calligraphy.
The one with the tattoos?
Yeah,
the tattoos.
Tattoo guy.
What's his name? Kawafuji.
The one who tries to kidnap one of the kids.
Yeah. Who gets obliterated drunk. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I liked him. I thought for sure he was going to be like
a bad guy,
kind of more two-faced.
Yeah,
but he was
just he was just a good
guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for my best boy. I'm gonna go with Hiroshi Kido, the other blonde guy in this show,
the one who's bringing him food.
Yeah, and he wants to and he's just kind of like lazy, but he realizes, man, I shouldn't be so lazy all the time. And then he starts kind of actually trying and caring, and it's like, and he's just trying to help everybody all the time. Like that scene where they're in their cemetery and he turns to look at him and he's like, oh no, why is this one staring at me when he's in like the costume or whatever, doing the dance. And then he like lifts up his face. He's like, hey, what's up?
You just reminded me of a scene that I have to touch on because it was so funny. Where those kids are bullying the littler kids.
Yeah, and they're spinning
from
her
the other
around.
town, and then they start playing. They start playing dodgeball. they're just rifling the balls at those kids.
They realize they're like, oh, we can't hurt these kids officially, but we can play dodgeball with them. And we can throw the balls at them as hard as we can. And then, what's his name? Keto's like, oh, you're cruel. Just you didn't even hold back against these kids. And then he does the exact same thing too. It's good.
Yeah, that was a good scene. Yeah, it was just, there was some comedic, like, another one that I laughed at. Sorry, I'm kind of catching off. But where, I think it was in one of the first episodes where Honda falls asleep on the floor, and then Naru's running back and forth over him and like just kicks him in the face. Just in passing. It's just like I don't know, it's just such a funny, like,
there's lots of like
another one
funny moments.
Another one I really liked is in the first episode when the two middle school girls are introduced and they're like, where's all our stuff? And he's like, oh, I put it all in this box. And then they take out the poster and they start putting it back out.
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Best girl.
Best girl, easy for me. It's Tama, the glasses girl.
The pervert.
Yes. Because Fujoshi? She was, every time she came on, it was hilarious.
Yes, she's hilarious.
She was so like animated and crazy. Yeah, for me, that was the one that, like, yeah, she was just funny to me.
Yeah.
Jay?
For me, I'm gonna have to go with the shy girl. I'm not good with their names today.
The one that's always crying.
Yeah,
she's one of my favorites too, because like when they first meet her,
her name.
Yeah, when they first meet her, and she's then, like crying, and it's like, oh, she's shy, and then Honda's like,
should I ignore her?
And then she starts crying again.
She doesn't want you to ignore her,
and then he's like, oh.
Pats her on the head or whatever, and then
she's crying again, and then Naru's like, she cries when she's happy too.
If you guys ever want to know what it's like to hang out with Jay, it's just like hanging out with Tina.
Yeah, exactly. Always crying.
Yeah.
Weeping.
Yeah.
My best girl is a toss-up between, I know you guys expected me probably to go with Naru on this one, and she is great. Like, don't get me wrong, she's amazing.
Naru's great
Character, love her, she's awesome. But I'm tossed up between Tamako and Miwa, like the two friends there, the Fujoshi and her, I don't know, her
Tom girl. I don't know.
Tom, yeah, I don't even know what you call her. But I'm going to side with Cole on this one. I think I'm going to go with the Fujoshi. I'm going to go with Tamako.
Yeah. I did like her too.
All the things Cole just said. Yeah. She's just the funniest one, and just the scene where it's like she reveals, like she's running through the forest, like, oh no, they're gonna find out I'm a pervert.
Yeah.
Or like the scene
when she first reads the manga and then she throws it aside, she's like, oh, disgusting. How could they show me this? And then she just like scoots over and peeks at it again.
So funny.
I love the scene where like she asks Honda about the blonde guy. And Honda's like, oh, she must have a crush on him, so like he like plays her up, and she's like, oh, how scandalous.
Yeah. Oh,
and she
good.
wants to be a mangaka. She's good.
Yeah.
Ending thoughts?
Rating and ending thoughts. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if I have any ending thoughts. Like I really feel like I've said it all. Like, just a great little show. It's not perfect, but it's just a good time. And if you're looking for something just to kind of like aid you for getting through the adult life, the grind that is adult life, and kind of remind you, hey, you know what? You got to step back and appreciate the small things. This is a great show for you.
So, Mike, rating,
I'm going to go with supporting character.
Oh, okay.
4 to 5.
Okay. Jay, final thoughts and rating.
Final thoughts. I love this show. I love the philosophy behind it. I love the characters. I loved like the dynamic of the island and the whole culture of it. I loved Honda's struggles and how he overcame that. And just like the little things of like how the kids were all voiced by kids was really cool in the sub. You know what, guys? The more I talk about this show, I think I have to.
Is he gonna do it?
I think I have to give it a protagonist.
Oh, I could see it.
Yeah.
I really resonated with this show.
Okay,
Cole.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, everything Jay just said. it really caught me off guard. Jay really picked a good one this time. Kudos, Jay. Kudos.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Jay, everybody.
Good job, Jay.
Thank you. No, please continue.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I can't in good conscience give this anything lower than a protagonist.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I would say, like, it's not a 10 out of 10 for sure.
No, it's like a 9 out of 10 is what I would say.
It's like a 9.
Yeah.
It's like a high 8, low 9.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd give it a protagonist for sure.
Yeah.
From me. Yeah. That's what I think. So what is that rate it then for us?
So
like
3 5s and a 4. We're sitting, I think it's 4.6 or something like that.
I feel like that's really good.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know. I'm just
probably
doing
exactly
the math in my
where I
head.
put it.
It's probably wrong, but yeah, I think it's like a 9 out of 10 probably, or like a high 8, like you guys kind of said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that adds up. Certified Anipro fresh.
Definitely.
And coming up next.
Now the moment we've all been waiting for.
Yes. The next review.
The next review.
You got to give us some hints so that we can guess it, Mike.
Well, it's my turn to decide what show I will forcefully make you guys watch with mine powers.
Okay.
And the show that I am choosing centers around a 15-year-old girl.
Okay. That's
okay.
Okay.
It's based on a manga and animated by Studio Wit with assistance from Production IG. The genres are drama, fantasy, romance, slice of life, and supernatural.
Oh, is it
Ancient Magus Bride?
There's a season 2 that begins roughly when this review should be coming out.
Ancient Magus Bride.
It's Ancient Magus Bride. We're going to be reviewing our first ever 24 episode show. Thank you.
I can't wait.
All right.
I'm using my 124 episode that I can force you guys to watch early in the year, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I have good feelings about this one. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. So yeah,
good. I'm
so
looking
stay
forward to it.
tuned for that next month when we review the Ancient Magus Bride.
Yeah, sometime in March or April.
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 Before we get into that, let's head into our ending spiel. So Cole, take it away.
I think Jay should do it now after that.
No, yeah. I was just gonna do it. Well, now this is awkward.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Anime Protagonist Podcast. You can follow us on all of our social medias at anipropod. That's ANIPROPOD. You can follow me, Cole, at AniProCole, ANIPROCOLE. Michael, where can they follow you?
Find me at Gritty Gundam on Twitter, GRITTYGUNDAM, or message the Instagram. I'm mostly on there most of the time. Jay, where can they find you?
You can find me at JayGaredian, that's JayGaredian on Twitter, or we're also all in the Discord, so join our Discord.
Yeah.
Join our Discord, like, review, subscribe, tell a friend all about us. And it says, again here, come to our Discord. Links to everything is at our website, anipropod.com. We will be back next week, but until we come back next week, we say, as we do at the end of every episode of the Anime Protagonist Podcast, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.